Hey everybody, this is Casey Magicswell with the Muse Effect. This video is going to be about the misunderstandings and misinterpretations of flirtatious energy and genuine kindness. So, inspired by some personal experience and some conversations I've had with some people close to me, and specifically a dear friend of mine more recently, and her personal experiences, and wanting to inspire and teach the younger children in her life how to have good discernment, how to read body language, how to be authentic. So, in the world we live in today, people often misunderstand or misread genuine kindness as being something more. Because we have a lack of sincerity and genuine kindness in the world today, any type of kindness or flirtatious energy can be misinterpreted as someone being attracted to them in a more serious way. Where the actual definition of flirting is the attraction that we have to one another for general amusement and nothing more serious in the sense of commitment. And genuine kindness is derived from a place of positive intention, compassion, and the intention that we have to be giving and casually receiving of our energy in a loving and considerate way. An example for me is within the last year, I had an experience with a coworker who was in a strugglesome relationship, and because of the work that I do, had asked for some clarity and some insight around my own perspectives of his personal situation. And because of my authenticity in sharing my thoughts and feelings and being genuinely kind and having a positive and lighthearted interaction with him, which can be perceived as flirting, and not to say that it wasn't, he got the misinterpretation that meant I was interested in him in a way that is perceived as something more than friends. And was communicating with other people, other coworkers, that I was interested in him and wanted something more, which was not the intention. So that kindness that was given, because he was in a sensitive place in his own relationship with giving and receiving love from, I guess, an authentic place and from a genuine caring place, and without aggression or fighting or lack of communication or because of different love language, that he was perceiving my genuine kindness and sharing my perspectives with him to be something perceived as general interest and intriguement in him as a person that may say that I want a relationship with him. But this commonly happens between many people that are building friendships or building general relationships or acquaintances, even simple infatuations with people, that there is a lack of communication about how each of you are feeling in building relationships, that it keeps us stunted from knowing people's true intentions, and therefore can read into body language in many different ways, levels of communication in many different ways. An example, you could be walking around the grocery store and you'll notice that most people are scowling. They have this look on their face of general discomfort or disapproval, even if nothing is wrong, because people are so worked up and caught up in their parallel realities in their life and their everyday routine that their subconscious and unconscious mind has a facial default. You don't see as many people making eye contact or smiling. And that depends really on the town, the community, where you are, and the person. But you will often notice it even with people driving. You casually look over at somebody when you're at a stoplight. It's this awkward energy of don't make eye contact or look straight ahead, or there's just no emotion. And so the moment we do start to interact with people, they're always like, well, what is your intention? How are you really feeling about me? What's really going on here? And flirtatious energy, being that it is this form of amusement between one another and lighthearted, laughing interaction that even though it can also be kindness, it can be so easily misread. And other people might be observing you having a casual interaction with a friend of yours and it seem flirtatious or that you're interested in one another in a more romantic way. And it may just be because you're really good friends, because you're comfortable with one another. And one of the reasons what I was saying earlier about the inspiration behind this video is because a lot of younger generations, younger kids growing up, there is an importance, I think, stressed between knowing and learning discernment and how we communicate with people, being clear, being cautious, knowing if someone is being authentic with you and what their intention is, and knowing how to read the energy and test the waters, so to speak, feel vibrations to know how to interact with other people. And then there is an energy and an intention that you can emote naturally of sharing your kindness, sharing your compassion, your nurturance, and being able to goof off and laugh and giggle and not be perceived as something negative or an infatuation or something more. Because there is a level of cautiousness that we need in the world today, because people are aching so much for kindness, for attention, to feel a sense of unconditional love. And when we talk about unconditional love in this actual aspect as well, it's good to know that you can unconditionally love everybody, but it's okay to put conditions on a relationship. Just because you unconditionally love someone in your family or as a friend, they might be in an unhealthy place in their life, and you know that it is not in alignment with your being and your path, and it's okay to put boundaries up for that reason. Not because you're closing down your ability to show them kindness or love, but because you know past a certain point that it is not healthy for you and that they may be wanting more from you because you are radiating at a higher vibrational level. Like the light that you are emoting will feed them in a way that it's good to be present for people and to know the limits that they can learn how to feed their own life force and the light within them as well. And so feeding energy in people past a certain point of knowing what you're comfortable giving, or if it leads them on, is one of those ways of having discernment about the interaction that you're experiencing with people within your community and your friendships and also with family. So if that has brought up any experiences for you, please feel free to share. I'm hoping that this brings some more light to the world that we live in and the misperceptions that people have, the misinterpretations of assuming that flirtatious energy or genuine kindness instantly means infatuation or wanting something more in a relationship, or maybe judged negatively by observers from an outside perspective based on religious beliefs or general community standards, and because of conditioning that we've experienced over a period of time. Don't be afraid to show your love. Don't be afraid to give hugs. Know that that interaction with people is natural and it doesn't have to be perceived as something sexual. Don't be afraid to give compliments, to do random acts of kindness, that it's okay to smile when you walk by someone in a grocery store. It's okay to goof off with people and nitpick with each other, and that it's all in good fun and in love. So if you have any questions or you want some more insight on these particular topics, please feel free to ask. Thanks for tuning in.